Most people roll into the Seder and they know this part. So then what's the point? We have to delve deeper to understand what's really going on. Every moment has a theme, and every nuance matters. And when you go through it, you come out a different person. So that's what we're going to explore together. The themes, the lessons, the reasons, the purpose. Because that's what this is really all about. Okay, we're beginning the process here, but remember, we're building still. It's amazing, right? It's the Seder night. We're not even up to the point yet. We're not at the Sipur yet. There is a moment where we have an actual obligation to tell the story of Mitzrayim. We're not there yet. We're still building. We begin with Halach Ma'anya, setting ourselves correctly. We're nobodies. We're nothing. We're only here for you, Hashem. Okay, but now let's take it the next step. What's the next step? If at the end of the day what we really are is a soul, right? We're nothing. There's no kochi. I don't really have control of my limbs or mouth or brain, right? Hashem could pull it in a half a second. All I really am is my soul. And Hashem puts me into this world. And He puts me in this world with the knowledge of how to access my soul, how to create the relationship, how to represent Him in this world. But that knowledge is hidden behind something called a Torah. Now, for a second, let's pause. There's two types of knowledge in our world. One is material knowledge. How do you get material knowledge? Typically through experimentation. And when you experiment with something, it slowly becomes more acceptable, right? You figure it out. You learn about it. The reason how you learn not to touch the fire is because you get close, and then you get close, and you get close, and you touch it, and you burn yourself, and over time, it acclimates, it ingratiates itself in your mind. And by the time you get to a point where you know, don't touch fire, it makes total sense to you, right? That's how material knowledge works. Experimentation, exposure, right? That's how the whole world works. That's how the scientific method works. It's a process of experimentation. That's how we know what gravity is. That's how we know which medicines work or don't work. That's how we know everything in this world, is because we've tried to test it and see it and explore it and figure it out and sense it and touch it and taste it. And so by the time we get to the knowledge, it just makes intuitive sense to us. That's not spiritual knowledge. Spirituality isn't sensory. And so for us to have spiritual knowledge, it doesn't take the same route as physical knowledge. Now, if you live in a world and you have a material mind, now the first thing we did when we began the Seder is we tried to knock down the material mind by kochi, but let's go one step further. The way I get knowledge is now not the same way I get knowledge physically. So the way I get knowledge physically is slowly growing it into my head. But the way I get knowledge spiritually is through something very different. I have a body of wisdom. I have a Torah. I have practices and rituals. Now, those practices and rituals at the surface may not seem that relevant to me because it's a different body of knowledge. It doesn't slowly intuit. But behind the veil, if you will, of rituals and practices and knowledge, that's underneath that is the body of wisdom that's going to get me to understand the secrets of my soul. A lot of people drop out of Judaism because they can't understand the relevance of something and are unwilling to peel the layers until they see and feel the value. Lots of people get close to Judaism, look at the Torah, use their physical minds, use their material way of knowledge and go, not relevant anymore, and leave. Even if they're practicing, get to a place where their practice is like so, conditioned that it's almost like it's almost like automatic. They don't even know why they light candles or say things or don't do it, and they just imagine they've gotten their lives to a place in which it doesn't even matter. They've adopted this practice as a way to not get Hashem upset. So I daven every day, but I'm pumped when I don't have to say tachnun. And I eat this kosher food, but I don't really So I try to make as much things, and I'm constantly trying to like get around the stuff because I don't understand it anyways, but I can't not do it. Or I slowly pull away from it and I'm not getting zapped. For many people, their relationship to Judaism is, I don't want God to zap me. I want a good life. So I'm constantly trying to see how little I can do and still be okay. And if I see somebody that does much less than me and is getting away with it, I'm out. And the reason is because when I look at it, it seems irrelevant. I don't know why I'm hearing stories. I don't know why I'm doing things. I don't know why it matters. And the reason, or I believe, is because Hashem is saying, if you want to, you got to earn this wisdom. I'm not gonna spoon feed this to you. This is the wisdom that's going to change the world. I'm not putting bubble gum on it. You got to come after it. You got to search for it. Remember we spoke earlier in the world of yachats. You got to look for the afikomen. You got to search for wisdom. How do you search for wisdom? What's the mechanism of searching for wisdom? Questions. Questions means I care about the material enough to want to understand why things don't make sense. If you don't ask a question, it shows you don't really care. And if you care, you're going to want to figure it out. And when something doesn't make sense, you're going to ask. And when you ask, you're going to uncover a next deeper layer of wisdom that you didn't have before. Questions is the tool of the Jew as he digs, as he cuts, as he penetrates into the spiritual wisdom. Hashem will set it up that the world is a little confused. The Torah world doesn't make total sense, to see, so to speak, which Jews will delve in, ask questions, pull back, and get the spiritual wisdom. The next part, we're not up to the story yet, is Nishtana. The kid does it. Why? Because it's representative of us. We're all kids. In fact, that's what the Torah, I believe, says. If there's no kids, then you do it yourself. Why? Literally, you're literally asking questions adult to adult if there's no kids in the room. But you know the answers. But you don't know the answers. And it's not about the answers. It's about the questions. Nishtana doesn't have answers to it. It doesn't say after Nishtana, oh, here's why we dip once or twice. And here's why we... No, that's not how it works. We're trying to get the world, we're trying to get our family, we're trying to get the kids, trying to get ourselves to understand this is how it works. This is how the Masorah passes. This is how we get wisdom. We look around and go, this makes no sense. Right? Just look at Nishtana. Wait. Every day we're doing one dipping. Now we're doing two. Wait, I don't understand. We wash our hands once, we do twice, chametz and matzah, and now every night's chametz, now we got matzah and chametz. We're constantly like, what's going on? Shar Yerakos, Maror, Yoshvin, Ben Mesubin, we sit, we lean. What's happening is really the question. What is exactly what a Jew needs to do I'm lighting 2 candles or 4 candles on Shabbos. Why am I lighting how come the Havdalah candles got everybody, all the wicks together, and the Shabbos candles are separate? Like, what? I don't understand. I can't work. I'm walking to shul, and this guy's driving like he's resting. Well, I thought I'm resting, but I don't get it. What's going on? Like, I gotta read about a story that took place a long time ago with Aaron. Why is he shechting his son? I don't get it. Yeah. Welcome to Judaism. You don't get it. This whole night is designed to teach you how to get to Geula, how to get to the depth, how to get to the Or. Remember what the Zohar says? The Or Haganus is in the Afikomen. The Or, the light. How do we get it? And how we get it? You look around and go, this makes no sense. Anybody can help me with this? That's it. I care. I want to know. And I know there's a reason for it, because there's no way that this religion that has survived for eternity, with Hashem leading us, is doing stuff for no reason. We are way too busy just to do stuff. The number 4 is a critical number in Judaism, right? It's a unit. It's the letters of Hashem's name. It's the Mount of Cups. It's the worlds. There's so much about 4. The 4 questions is a unit. It's an ethos. It's a mentality. It's teaching us the following lesson. Care. Ask. Trust us. Trust us. I'm telling you, whatever you think is irrelevant is not irrelevant. We're not doing anything for nothing. It's deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And when you think it's not deeper, ask again, it'll get deeper. Hashem is beginning to invite us into his world. The Seder, we didn't even tell the story yet, but we're giving the themes to our family, to ourselves. There's a world of wisdom, and it's hiding behind things that don't make sense. Don't look the other way. Don't get lost on your phone. Don't wait for the stimulus to hit you. Go for it, and you'll find things that are so much deeper than you can imagine. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for this series. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that it enhances your Seder and brings you closer to Hashem. We have some cliff notes for you in case you want a Seder companion. You can download it. Check out the series and the downloadable stuff at pesach.us, pesach.us, and hope you have a great holiday, and may we see the full redemption soon.